Are you worried that a warrant of control may have been sent to the wrong address? Curious about what steps you should take to protect your rights? In this video, we'll discuss the implications of a misplaced warrant of control and outline your rights in such a situation. Stay tuned to learn what you can do to prevent things from going from bad to worse. A warrant of control is a document issued by the courts to enforce a county court judgment, a CCJ, against you. It signifies an outstanding debt you owe to creditors or lenders. But what happens if this important document ends up being delivered to the wrong address? Let's find out. Once a bailiff possesses a warrant of control, they hold the authority to contact you and recover the amount owed. With the warrant in hand, county court bailiffs can attempt to seize control of your assets or possessions as a means to encourage you to settle the debt. Before taking any action, bailiffs should inform you of their intended visit by sending an enforcement notice. This notice specifies the creditor you owe the money to, the debt amount, and the time frame within which they plan to visit your home. Typically, you should receive the notice at least 7 days prior to their visit. To ensure the validity of an enforcement notice, you should verify certain details. Check if it contains your correct name, your address, accurate debt details, and the amount owed, a notice period of 7 days before the bailiff's visit, and confirmation that it comes from a certified enforcement officer rather than a debt collection agency. Furthermore, the notice should be delivered to you through various means, such as post, fax, email, affixed to your front door if there's no letterbox, or handed directly to you. It should also be written in a specific legal style. If you have doubts about the validity of an enforcement notice, you can reach out to your local citizens' advice for guidance. Additionally, you have the right to file a complaint if the notice contains incorrect information. Registering a complaint can potentially halt enforcement officers from visiting you until a new and correct enforcement notice is issued. When a warrant of control is mistakenly sent to the wrong address, there are a few potential explanations. It could be due to a clerical error or your failure to update your address with the creditors after moving. In such cases, the new owner or tenant of the address might inform the bailiffs that they are pursuing the wrong person due to the incorrect details. If bailiffs show up at the wrong address, it is considered a failed enforcement, and you can apply to stay the execution of the writ, ultimately setting aside the judgment. The rules governing this process are outlined in the Tribunal Courts and Enforcement Act 2001, specifically paragraph 14 of Schedule 12. Remember, enforcement agents cannot seize goods or assets if you, as the debtor, have not received proper notice. Furthermore, they are only allowed to seize possessions that belong to you and not anyone else. Bailiffs can utilize various methods to find your correct address. They may refer to the electoral register, tax records, and the DVLA database. Additionally, they employ their own tracing techniques to locate a debtor's new address. You can prevent enforcement officers from visiting you under certain circumstances. First, if you pay the amount owed within 7 days of receiving an enforcement notice. Second, if the enforcement notice contains incorrect information, you have the right to contest it. Finally, if you agree to a payment plan with the enforcement agents before their intended visit, they may delay their visit accordingly. In some situations, you can have a warrant of control temporarily suspended. To initiate this process, you need to complete Form N245 and submit it to the relevant county court. However, it's important to note that you cannot apply to suspend a warrant for unpaid parking penalties. Bailiffs do not have the authority to force entry into your home with a warrant of control. However, if a door is left unlocked, they can enter your home. Remember that you have the right to deny a bailiff entry and they must respect your decision. It is advisable to communicate with the enforcement agent through a letterbox or an upstairs window while maintaining a polite demeanour. Nevertheless, bailiffs may seize any assets found outside your home, including vehicles parked on your driveway or the street. However, they cannot repossess a vehicle if it is under finance. Enforcement agents are prohibited from seizing assets or goods that belong to someone else. This includes vehicles registered under your partner's name. They also cannot confiscate items necessary for your work or studies, but they can seize anything that fulfills your basic living needs. When dealing with outstanding council tax debt and county court bailiffs are involved, you are required to pay the enforcement agents. Unfortunately, you cannot pay the amount owed directly to the council in this scenario. If you suspect that a warrant of control has been sent to the wrong address, you can argue that you never received the correct notice, rendering the warrant unenforceable. However, it is recommended to seek advice from a debt expert to determine the best course of action for presenting your case effectively. Keep in mind that county court bailiffs have various methods at their disposal to locate debtors, including using the electoral register and other tracing techniques. If you're struggling with debt, then there are a number of debt solution options available here in the UK. Some are free to use and others include fees, and each will have their own pros and cons. If you want to learn more about the solutions available, then we've created a really great form that you might be interested in checking out. Click the link in the description to get started and answer a few multiple choice questions like the total amount of debt, how many people you owe, your living situation, and we'll connect you with one of our trusted partners so that you can find out more and take steps towards improving your financial situation.